Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the One Successful Failure podcast. And look, we're doing something different today. This is Sunday set tripping. And no, not no gang related activity. What I'm just doing is I'm just chilling now. Like I'm changing my schedule up. We're back into the holiday season. It's into the fall, and I need to get more in tune, more in tap with you all. Let you all get more in tune, more in tap with me. It's gonna be relaxed atmosphere, just me on the set, just me, you, us, intimate. Maybe I always tell you at the end of all the episodes, season one, I would always say, hey, meet me in them goddamn comments. So now season two, I'm still telling you, meet me in them goddamn comments, and that's my thing. But at the same time, too, I'm telling you, meet me in the comments. And I think on Sundays is the days that I'm going to take, instead of making a whole podcast episode addressing and have that creepy voice in the background saying somebody wants to know. Like when sometimes Michael C was talking at the beginning, I'm just going to chill on Sundays, jump on here and do a little Sunday set tripping and answer your questions. I'm going to meet you in those goddamn comments, because whether you believe it or not, like I am in those comments. Speaking of the comments, man, shout out to everybody in the comments right now. If you're in here, if you're on live with me right now, drop a one to let me know that you have watched season one, you was with us since season one, or you binge watched season one. If you check out my Facebook page, I said, hey, last weekend was a great weekend to binge watch the whole season so that you could catch up with us, see where we're at, see where we're picking up from, see the changes. Like, I've even changed my hair. Like, I know a lot of y'all be expressing the hate, but nobody has even expressed any love, any hate, anything on my new hairstyle. It's still braided. It's a little more twist. I didn't cut it up some. I didn't do the typical lesbian shave. You know what we talking about. I didn't do the little stud taper. I still got my little femininity into it, but I've changed it up. Just, grown up a little bit, switched it up like we switching up a few more things in life. And so, comment one. Like I said, if you're on here, if you've been here since season one, if you've been down with us since season one, or even if you binge watched season one. And, if you don't know, you're going to know today. For all my tours, first of all, shout out to, if you put a 2 in the chat, if you're on here and maybe we just found you, or you just found me, or we just connected with each other on season 2. Also in the chat, put a 2 if you already knew that 2 was my favorite number. I know a few people know that I put that out there. And so you already get priority my tours, even if you just found us in season 2. You're here now, damn it. And we're so glad to have you. And welcome to the set. Like, yeah, this is how the set is set up when it's just me. I know if you've been here, when you dropped a 1 or a 2, you've seen a couple of the episodes at least. And normally when I'm doing an interview with somebody, they're sitting over there, I'm sitting over here. You'll see the middle screen. But this is the set when it's just me. And on Sundays, it's going to be a little more intimate. You don't see the bright lights. I'm not going to be sweating like a big girl, getting in that anaerobic, aerobic. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be chilling. The lights might be a little more dim. I might be a little more relaxed. I'm always going to be repping my gear. One successful failure. And I think today I'm in a gear mood. I think I'm going to give away some gear on this live today. So I haven't decided what it's going to be. I might let you choose. But I think I'm going to give away some gear today. And I'll probably go a little deeper into that in the next few minutes. But welcome to the set, man. Happy Sunday to everybody. First of all, I didn't even realize what day of the week it is. It's been going. We've been dealing with, going from the fall to a little bit of winter. I've been transitioning. The summer was rough, man. I don't know if anybody else's summer was rough, but thank God we made it. We're here. And, so now transitioning, dropping season 2. And yeah, I was on a hiatus for a while. I had a rough summer going through. If you kept up with us and, in national news or whatever, we had a couple of storms back to back in Houston, knocked out our power. A lot of things that was going on that just prolonged the process. And, I see a lot of influencers and Instagrammers saying, don't wait for it to be perfect. Just start. And this is true. And we had already started. But if you know me, I'm human. If you know me, I'm a Libra. So sometimes making decisions going back and forth, it was a little pulling. I got into a little slump, and if you checked out any of the previous episodes, you'll hear what I was saying. Like, shit, the bitch was bad off. I had death in the family. I was dealing with this divorce. I had a lot going on, and I didn't know where to pot. Like, I had some successes going on, but it felt like I was having back-to-back failures, and I didn't want to fucking talk about them. I know that this is called the One Successful Failure Podcast, and we always talked about, I talked about, I'm going to keep it transparent from the rip. I'm going to let you know my successes, and I'm going to let you know my failures, and we're going to work through it together. Well, I probably didn't say we're going to work through it together, and that was the part that I left out. I was working through it, and as much as we say, I don't give a fuck, I don't care, what people think about us, or, what people have to say, we do. I do. I'm one of them. I was going through it. I didn't want nobody to know. I was going through it. I didn't even want myself to know. I was in denial. So it put a lot of brakes on stuff. At the same time that I was having, seems like, failure back to back to back, Michael C. was fucking living it up. I mean, he had some failures along the way, too. We both were dealing with death in the family. And I know people say, just jump back on. You're supposed to be able to just work through it. Yeah, well, let me see you do it. Let me see you act like nothing's wrong. Let me see you act like you don't have responsibilities to the family. Let me see you act as if you don't still have a life on your own and that you may have been depressed or whatever, have all these extra pressures. Show me your shoulder where you can just keep pushing sometimes and put all that to the side, and I'll congratulate you. But at the same time, I was going through some deaths. He was going through some deaths. But then when his was over, he was going through some mega successes. Some things were falling into place for him. And I didn't want to feel like, hey, with all you got going on good, let me tell you about the shit that's bringing me down. So, for a minute, we were giving each other the space. This is not a breakup episode. This is if I don't have anything positive to contribute to what you got going on right now, let me just fall back and let your positives to keep stacking up. And when my positives come back, and because I'm seeing your positives, he was definitely sharing his story and sharing his successes with me. I was definitely seeing them, and some of those were the only things that was keeping me going. So, but I didn't want to be like, oh, yeah, well, you're doing great while I'm over here fucking sucking. As a good friend, as someone in your circle, as a support system, you don't do it. You support them the best way you can, and sometimes the best way I can support someone else's success is to fall back when my successes aren't coming through. So the summer, we were out of touch a lot. He was blowing up, growing up, and doing his thing, and I was just growing up, battling the failures, and I did say that I'm going to be transparent about them. I didn't say that I was going to be transparent about them at the time. But like I said, we're here now. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the set. If you don't know, for some weird reason, you are at the One Successful Failure Podcast. I am Tripp, and this is Sunday Set Trippin'. And it's just me and you and the set and, debriefing from the week or the 2 weeks that we've had away from each other. Catching up on politics and homatics and relationship ticks and all the ticks and ships that we share throughout this journey of being in each other's lives. I know you just think that you're a part of the pot. Some people even have the nerve to say that they're a fan. But to me, I feel like you're a friend that I just haven't met yet because I get to really kind of, dump my shit, express my opinion, get debated with, be loved and hated at the same damn time, but you keep showing up. Y'all know what I'm going to say. That sounds like my last relationship. Like I was loved and hated at the same damn time. It was beautiful. It sucked. But she just kept showing up. And I think because she did, I did. It's so weird. But this is what I'm saying. This is how we are. So if you don't think we're in some kind of ship or tick, feel free to get off right now. But before you get off, like, subscribe, contribute to the page. Damn it. I don't come up on here and share the set and share my failures and successes. There have been some successes. I don't get up here and share this just to be, hanging around my friend and doing some humble brags. When we don't share with each other, when we don't meet each other in the goddamn comments, when we don't bounce ideas off of one another, it seems a little one-sided, and then I can come across as bragging. I don't want to brag, even though I've had some times that I can, and There's going to be some more times that I can. I want to be able to share successes with you, failures with you, meet you in the comments, hear yours, and, talk about our pressures of the week, of the month, of the quarter, of wherever we are in our lives. And I can tell you one thing. I'm in a part right now. I don't know if you read what this live was about. We're talking about, I think I said something like, Trump makes history and bittersweet beginning and endings. Well, let's just get right into it. It's really not about Trump making history. Although we will talk about Trump making history because he did. Not just because he won, but we'll get to that. It's also about I finally get to discuss politics and I don't have to feel the pressure of losing a friend or losing a fan or losing a follower just because I say or don't say that I am or am not voting for Trump or Kamala. I didn't like all of that unnecessary pressure just to be able to exercise the votes and the rights that I've earned. I felt like, man, for the 4 or 5 or 6 months that we knew that Biden was out, Kamala was in, it felt like all of a sudden I had a little more of a target on my back. I was out somewhere in an irreputable place, a place that I definitely will not discuss relationships, politics, or religion. And someone just automatically said to me, hey, I know you're voting for Kamala or, whatever they said. Shout out to LA, whoever's in here from LA. Good to see you on this live. I appreciate you being on the Sunday set tripping. And what I'm going into right now is like in the past, I feel now that I can talk and just have that pressure off of me. Someone just automatically accused me of saying, I know you're voting for Kamala because she's a black woman. And I didn't want to give off any type of anything. Like truthfully, I don't discuss it. I'm older than what a lot of people take me for. I know. I keep it right. Black don't crack. I know. Shout out to us that still look young. But I disclose my age on here all the time. I'm 46, and I was always raised from my big mother like, yo, don't talk, don't talk politics. Don't piss nobody off. Or, massa listening. And so I kind of got that, don't ask, don't tell. Oh, that's gays, right? Well, I guess that could be religion too. I still kind of got that don't ask, don't tell mentality. Like it's supposed to be offensive if someone asks you who you're voting for. That's the way I was raised. But I know these young people now want to talk about it. I know with the internet, motherfuckers feel like they can just spew their political views all over you, even though it's your freedom of speech. Like, yeah, but if we were in person, you would be invading my space with your bullshit. And I'd have to fuck you up. But you feel like because we're on the internet, you can do those things. And it creates a lot of pressure. It creates a lot of pressure between me and my friends who think that we have all the same likes and same wants and same needs. Until this voting stuff comes around and we realize we don't have the same likes. We don't have the same wants. And we damn sure don't have the same needs. I got a homeboy right now who doesn't mind expressing his opinion. And because he's black, a lot of people think he shouldn't believe in what he believes in. To me, I don't really give a shit as long as he believes in something, as long as he exercises his right as a black man to vote or even state his opinion. I'm cool with it. Don't talk shit about mine. I won't talk shit about yours. And the best way for us not to do that is really for us not to, talk about those type of things. Believe what you want to believe, participate, donate. I'm not telling you don't do those things. But you can also live this life kind of a little privately, like we say about relationships, and I think it'll keep some of the pressure off. Speaking of pressure, they tell us that, the system, the man, churches, and all of this, media, they're there to scare tactic you, to put pressure on you, to, put the force of fear into getting you to vote. And I didn't think that was true. I didn't think that was, I was like, that's somebody just making that up. That's like a conspiracy theory thing. But for some reason, this election time, maybe because of where I live, maybe because of, what I'm going through in my personal life, maybe because I changed to a new church. And, shout out to Pastor Cosby, but I don't know if he was trying to instill fear in us to get us to do what he wanted us to do, or if he was trying to instill fear in us, like, if you don't do something, shit ain't gonna go right. And I don't think he would say shit ain't gonna go right, but if he wasn't a man of the cloth, he would definitely say, hey, if y'all don't do this, this shit gonna go all the way wrong. But either way, I didn't believe that the media and churches and political officials, I didn't believe that those people really put pressure on you until I was going to church more. And he was driving it home. Hey, man, register to vote. We got the people in the lobby. They're registering you to vote. Hey, man, are you registered to vote? If you are, make sure your ID's not expired. Hey, man, if you're registered to vote and your ID's not expired, you still need to go into the lobby and check your ID and make sure they haven't kicked you out of the voting system. You know, they play some funny games. You know this man's trying to get in, so make sure you straight. And as much as I love that he was trying to make sure everybody was straight and make sure that you had the right to exercise your vote, I don't think he realized the amount of pressure that, and maybe unnecessary pressure, that he was putting on a lot of us. I didn't realize it too until I felt all the fucking pressure. My anxiety was high, and I know it was second to last Sunday before early voting started. And I'm at church, and church is great. And before it's over, Pastor Cosby is like, yo, they're out there. They registering. And this is your absolute last Sunday to be able to register. Early voting starts next week. And if you have already registered and if you think that you good, I need you to make sure and go into the lobby and still let them run your ID. Let them tell you that you good. Make sure. Well, the craziest thing is I had just gotten a new ID. And I had just moved. And when I moved and transferred my mail, I did the register to vote thing. So double whammy, I knew that I was covered, but the rest of church right before it ended, I couldn't even enjoy the benediction because I was so anxious, like, oh shit, I got to get out in the lobby and I got to get my driver's license checked, early voting stats next week. And if I'm not registered and if this, oh my God, it's going to go bad. And then it took me all the way back to things that I shouldn't go back to, like how, Tramposa used to make me feel crazy over the smallest things. And if I forgot one of the smallest things or didn't get it right, oh shit, that's too much. That's too much pressure. I was triggered about a goddamn marriage that I ain't even in anymore with the pastor telling me I had to vote and make sure you vote. You don't want to mess this up. Make sure you get it right. I'm telling you, I don't know if anybody else was feeling the pressure that I was feeling, but I'm so glad, like, this thing is over. This thing meaning the pressure of voting, the early voting, the exercising your right, the so much focus on if we get this wrong, then this. If you mess this up, then this person. I feel like, whew, so much of a weight has been lifted because now I don't have to care. I didn't join in those political conversations, but I mean, my person didn't win. But at the same time, too, it might be the universe saying to me, hey, man, I got a woman for you. Just like your last relationship, I got a woman for you. And, man, I know you wanting one bad. I know you say everybody else is getting one. I know you saying, damn, you never going to top that one. If you can, show it to me. But just like my last relationship, I think the universe is trying to warn me and say just because we want a woman or just because I personally want to prove to my nieces that it's possible not only to be a person of color and win, but to be a woman. But I think we got a little bit of that. I think just from seeing this, she might not have been the right woman, but I think my nieces, your nieces, our sisters, our aunts, our grandmothers, our whoever, neighbors' kids, I think that they got to see the same as my people got to see, the same as I got to see. It might not be the right woman, but there is a woman out there for you. Just keep exercising your choices. And I'll keep showing you more and more, not only that there is a woman out there for you, but what the right woman looks like for you, what the right woman smells like for you, what the right woman does to let you know that that is the right woman for you. If you just trust the universe, I think if we just trust the universe and God and source and everything else that we call it, I think that eventually you as in the United States, the world, and me as in Trippin relationship status will get that woman. And by maybe like in the words of Abraham, maybe by sorting all the things and knowing all the things and learning all the things that we don't want in these women, we will be able to express, manifest, dream, create even the right woman for us. And maybe by this woman not winning and, Trump making history, I think it'll show us more to be more specific about the woman that we want to run our household. And that's the way that I have to look at it. I'm learning in therapy or whatever, and I'm learning in this single yet not single status of my life that shit's weird. And, I'm learning more to appreciate the things that I had. I don't say it much, but I do go back and look at the relationship and say, damn, this person did some great shit. But seeing those great things kept me blindsided or not wanting to see the ugly sides of her. They were there. I didn't want to see them. And so maybe us seeing that this is a woman and that she was thrown in within 4 to 6 months. It wasn't like it was a woman that we chose. And sometimes some of us were just saying, hey, let's pick her because she's better than him. But sometimes that doesn't make it the right person for us. And that's the way I have to look at it. It's coming from my own experiences, and maybe that's what the universe is telling us. But I just, either way, whether he or she, I just feel 100 times lighter. And I don't know if you do, if you feel lighter, or if you even can understand what I'm saying. Did you feel the pressure of making sure that you voted, getting in the early voting on time? The day that I voted, it was the last day of early voting. It was the day before Halloween, and then in Houston it decided to pour down raining and shit. I was like, oh man, maybe I'll just wait till Tuesday. But I knew I wasn't going to go on Tuesday. I play pickleball on Tuesday, and I'd rather be doing that than voting. I knew that I had all those days of early voting that I didn't do it. So I knew for a fact I wasn't going to make this one day like a priority. So although it felt like an inconvenience, and although it felt like I was so happy to do it just to get that unnecessary pressure off. Like, even some of the jokes that I don't even know why I'm a part of. I don't, me and Kamala don't resemble anything. I mean, maybe we are both black women. Maybe that remains to be seen. I mean, I know that I'm a black woman. What I'm saying is a lot of people said she wasn't black. She was Indian. Um, I don't know if we produced a black father. I didn't give it that much thought and research into her personal life. I saw the fact that she was a woman. I saw the fact that she was a woman of color, and I was intrigued. Did she have some flaws? Hell yeah. Did she do some shit I didn't like? Hell yeah. Was she married to a white man? Hell yeah, she was. But do I have flaws? Hell yes. Do I have things that she might not like, other people might not like? Obviously, people don't like. I'm going through a divorce. Do I have things that people don't like? Hell yeah. I was not married to a white man, but I used to call my wife like my beautiful husband, and she's half white or other. So, I mean, yeah, I could be Kamala. Maybe in somebody's life I am Kamala. And maybe all of that being seen is what made me say, okay, I'll give her a chance. I'll look that way. But whatever it is, it was a pressure that a lot of us, I feel like we took on unnecessarily, even her. I don't feel like we should have to be forced to not only decide our political views one way or the other, but decide our friendship views. Like, a lot of people that I did not know were going to be upset with me were upset with me, and I didn't even say shit. I never discussed it. That was another one of those pressures. Family members. I saw a post. Shout out to Andrea Everline, coach. She's on one of our episodes. She put a post up. Family be on that whole shit too. Hey, man, I had to screenshot it, and I'm waiting on a good time to share it because even family was on that whole shit too. I have, you know, 45 and 47 supporters in my family. And I just wish that they could keep it to themselves the same way as I feel like I'm forced to keep it to myself. And we just keep it pushing. If I don't like you as a family member, I'd rather just not like you as a family member. If you're a shitty family member, it's not because of who you voted for. You're just a shitty family member. And I would rather just know that and deal with it as such than have the pressure of, man, do they think that I think that they're a shitty family member because they're voting for a shitty candidate? No. You're just a shitty family member, nigga, and you know it. Those are the pressures that I'm glad are over. And with those pressures, yeah, Trump made history. If you know anything about me, if you went to school with me, and if you stalked me or whatever you dig up about all the other episodes and shit that I say, you would realize that I was actually pretty astute at the high school that I went to. I dug deep into things, and I had a couple of teachers at the time who were really great at history. Like, they did an amazing job breaking it down and make us feel like we were in history as we were learning it. So I loved history. And it was interesting to see that, I don't even know if he knew this himself, but Trump made history not for anything else but for being a loser. Him and, I believe, Grover Cleveland were the first and second presidents to be president, run again, and lose, and then wait, re-strategize, get their shit together, and then run again, and then win. They don't have back-to-back consecutive terms. They don't have back-to-back, sessions. They were both losers. They were both failures. And as much as I don't want to, make you think or however feel like I'm supporting a candidate one way or the other, I told you I really don't give a shit. I've already told you where I was with it. If you wasn't watching the beginning of it, you'll watch it at the end or you'll see it somewhere else. But I will not deny the fact that the man's an absolute loser, an absolute failure, and still came back to not only win, but win one of the greatest debates and competitions in history. Like, he had to come back with a vengeance. All that the man pulled up in a dump truck, trash truck, dumpster truck, whatever. This man pulled out shenanigans that I really wanted to call him ThatDamn Trump. Like, that's some shit that I would do. I don't know if I could even take it as far as he would take it. Like, attention whore at its finest, shenanigans at its finest. But the boy pulled a Muhammad Ali on all, the former and future president, pulled out stunts that if a black person would have did it, they would have been like, see, that's why we don't like y'all. Y'all be showboating. Y'all act like some niggas. Hey, Trump pulled some nigga stuff on them, and it worked. And if I don't celebrate anything else, former and future president Donald J. Trump is the epitome of what it is to be one successful failure. And you can meet me in the goddamn comments with your craziness all you want on this, but I have to give him a shout out, a round of applause. Let me see if I got it in here. Hopefully I could give him a round of applause in this because he deserves it, The epitome of what this sweatshirt is. I should send the swag to him. If I would think that he would wear it, I would send him a one successful failure or a successful fuck up hoodie in a XXX and be like, yo, you earned this, my nigga. Because you were an absolute loser. And you cried about it. And you slandered people about it. And you just couldn't accept the fact that failure was something for you to build upon. But no. You just kept crying and then committing crimes and getting out of them. Failing and succeeding back to back, and you wasn't even seeing it. Getting a blessing even though you didn't deserve it 50 million times. How many of us, I'm not a felon, but how many of us are felons and still get to run? No, just you Just you, my nigga. You don't even see how you are the ultimate, that you are the one successful failure. And I would be crazy not to say that, hey, not only did your boy win, he made history by being the ultimate failure. He lost. He cried, he whined, but he came back and he did his thing. And if that is not one successful failure, I don't know what is. And so shout out to him for that. And with that, I've decided I can't send him the sweatshirt, the hoodie. He ain't going. But make sure you like and subscribe. And, I say I don't really care or whatever, but I don't sit here just to talk to myself. I'm really interested in your stories and hearing about what you got going on. Hell, I even want to have you on the pod, man. So make sure you like this live if you're on it, man. I told you, drop me the 1 if you're on it to let me know that you've been rocking with us since episode 1, season 1, that you are one successful failure. Drop us a 2 in the comments, in the chat, if you know that's my favorite number. Drop us a 2 if you just found me, I just found you, we just connected on season 2. I mean, I'm still going to give you the same love. I'm probably going to give you more love because that's my favorite number. But if you have any thoughts on what I said about, our former and future president being the ultimate one successful failure, if you felt the pressures, the unnecessary pressure of voting, meet me in the goddamn comments. I want to hear what your pressure was. I want to hear if you, did it break up any relationships? Like, my relationship was already broken up, but I do remember one time me and Tramposa was going to, vote, and she said something about, I'm done fast. Everything was a competition with her, even fucking voting on the little voting queue that you really can't go no faster on, but whatever. She was like, it took you forever to vote. What's so long? And if you're going to vote for one side, why not just pick that side? And I had to make her understand at that time, just because I like Burger King, I don't like everything at Burger King. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's may have better fries. At the same time, too, if my people own a McDonald's, it doesn't matter how much I like Burger King. If I'm in the area of their McDonald's, then I'm going to support them. And with that being said, I'm not going to vote straight Democrat or straight Republican just because that might be my thoughts. I'm going to still go through the ballot and see. Y'all might not know, I'm a one successful failure, but I am a pillar in the community. I participate. I do things. I'm around people. I got high friends in high places. You know what I'm talking about? Not none of the corporate scandal people, but, not none of them. But anyway, I got people who know me. I got people who, I respect. And if I see them on the ballot, Democrat or Republican, whatever, opposite of what I vote, whatever, I'm going to probably do the courtesy of at least seeing more about what they're about, or even voting for them because they obviously are somewhat of a decent person, because I'm fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, that's what I had to explain to her. Things are different. People are different. I don't need the pressures of friendships and losing just because I want to support you. And I just don't feel like, that pressure should have been imposed on us. But thank God it's over, man. So shout out to you just for voting. If you did vote, drop a peace sign, not the deuce, drop a peace sign, drop whatever it is to let me know. Say, I voted. And you don't have to flood with who you voted with. Really, I don't care. I started this saying, I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to argue about it. I want to love you for you. I want to hate you for you. I want it to be equal. I don't want none of the pressures of, man, looking at you crazy because you voted for that dude, man, and he a criminal. But every time I do something out of line, you got the nerve to judge me. I don't want to know that about you. So I just want to know that you voted. I want to know that you exercise your right, that you argue about. Black, white, Jewish, indifferent. If you're an American citizen, a lot of you all be arguing about that right to vote. You say felons should be able to vote. You say, I want to know that you voted. Let me know in the comments that you voted. Put early if you early voted, and put a 5 if you voted on a regular day. November the 5th, I think that was Super Tuesday, whatever. But like I said, I appreciate you all for exercising your right, allowing me to exercise mine. And fuck, I'm so glad that pressure is gone. Like, again, shout out to the pastor for making sure that we knew that the Lord gave us these rights, that the Lord is protecting us to use these rights. But man, ease up, pastor, because I was sweating going through the lobby trying to make sure my stuff was right. And I knew my stuff was right because I had just registered. Don't do that to people. Don't put that fear in them. Encourage them, lead them as the shepherd that you are. Drop your jokes and stuff. But I knew I was straight, but you still had me feeling unstraight. I felt real unstraight. And I don't mean in a homosexual way. I mean, I felt like fear, like I was doing something wrong, and I shouldn't feel that way when I know everything is right. It makes people second guess themselves. But yeah, your boy is the winner. Your boy made history for being a successful failure. And like I said, if I could send him the hoodie, I would send it to him because he's definitely a successful fuck up. But since I can't, I've decided hoodie or t-shirt, man, the 50th the 50th subscriber, both of you are going to get some of the merch. I'm going to send you a sweatshirt, a hoodie, a t-shirt, whatever. You get to choose. 50th 50th subscriber, I'm going to send you this hoodie. I got plenty of colors, the blue, the whatever, the red. I think I got black and white and black, but I'm going to send it to you. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe on these things. This is the Sunday set tripping. Like I said, we're just sitting here, and I'm showing you the set. I'm speaking of them comments. Let me see. I'm always jumping in them comments. I told you, this is what it's also going to be about. I'm going to be meeting you in these goddamn comments. Shout out to Roger Bros for being in the comments, man. My boy Brandon been putting in that work. If y'all don't know, if you the band heads, if you be blowing on that trombone, pause, make sure you check out the Rogers Bros and their reaction videos. And then he's got some other cool stuff that he's doing, like some of the edits, some of the tweaks that he's been doing to our page. So make sure y'all check them out. Make sure you rock with the Rogers Bros because they're rocking with us. At the same time, too, we talked about on the live how I wanted to get rid of the pressure. We talked about this being a little bit of a Trump shout out because he made history. Being a loser, being a failure, he still was able to make history. If you didn't hear it, him and Grover Cleveland, the first ones to ever lose, like not win. You know what a loser is. Second place is the first loser. And, sometimes we're the first losers. We are future failures on this page. I know I am. If you're not failing. If you're not failing, you're not trying. You know what I'm saying? That's just the thing. That's the only way you can avoid being a failure. And he said, fuck it, I'm going to try. What I got to lose? I already lost. I'm already a felon. I'm already a failure. Let me go back out and see if I can run it back. Ain't that what y'all be saying? He ran it back. He put his money where his mouth is. And y'all be hollering about if you ran the bag up once. Well, if you could be a fucked up president once, you could be it twice, and he ran that bag up twice. So shout out to the future failure, man. He might have earned my vote because anybody that's that, cocky with it that says, all right, I didn't fuck up. Y'all did. Y'all fucked up for not voting for me, and I'm going to let y'all see it for 4 years. And then I'm going to come back and take what's rightfully mine. Hey, man, if that dude doesn't deserve a future fuck up, a successful fuck up, a one successful failure sweatshirt, my name ain't Trippin'. This ain't the One Successful Failure podcast. But it is, and I am, and this is what the kids say and did. This is where you are. You're at the One Successful Failure podcast, and you are Sunday set tripping with me. Matter of fact, we talked about the politics. We talked about the unnecessary pressure. We talked about Trump making history. I think also in the title of this, I said, hey, bittersweet beginning and endings or something like that. Look at the set. I told you at the beginning, this is the one person setup when I'm just here. Sunday set tripping or doing my solo episodes. Shout out to all the solo episodes that you all have been watched and supported and, taken to some good numbers, and we appreciate you. We ask you to keep rocking with us in season 2. We're going to ask you to keep going back and binge watching season 1. Show us some love. Let us know. Let the fucking algorithms know that we are pumping out what you want. We're going to be talking successes and failure. Make sure you go check out season 2, the As Long As She's Happy episode. And no, it's not about any lesbians, although it sounds good. Like any of my lesbian directors or production, feel free to take that title. You have to take it from Michael C's Cold Dead Fingers because he came up with it. But make sure you check out season 2, the Marcus episode, As Long As She's Happy. He is the founder and creator of She's Happy Hair. And he talks about how his many failures took him from his last $800 to now what is either 88 million or 108 million, whatever it is. It's a big number. It's got an 8 in it. And your boy was able to do that by making sure that she's happy, the women in the community, the weave wearers, the bundle buyers. Make sure you check out that Marcus episode. We just dropped it, and, Roger Bros was behind some of that with us, too, so shout out to them again. But the bittersweet part, what's sweet about it is, man, I am leaving the spot. If you've been with me since Meet Me Where I'm At, the first episode, maybe a year and a half ago, you hear me talking about things in my life had just blown up. I'm talking about blown up. I'm not going to go back and relive it. Meet me where I'm at. And I'm not going to tell you that I got served at work. The narcissist wanted to come and bring me papers. I'm not going to tell you that you could learn a lot from a dummy. I think that was episode 3. The dummy might be me. The dummy might be. I'm not even going to go through all of these 4 and 5 and I Married a Cheater and the Royce Free. I'm not going to recap. Go and binge watch. Like I said, if you watch season 1, if you binge watch season 1, if you know that you're one successful failure, drop it in the chat. But if you heard me on season 1, I was just moving here. I just got here. I just had come into developing this concept. I mean, I have been the one successful failure. I've been fucking up my whole life. I've been running the playback multiple times. I've been losing it and getting it again, getting it and getting some more, getting it and obviously giving it away, and still been able to get some more. I've been making them sick for a minute, but when I got here, I probably think I was sick. I was skinny. I had my pre-Columbia baby teeth. You know, shout out to Oral Harmony for still hooking me up. I'm going to see y'all in February. I'm going to be back getting some adjustments. Got to keep the 10s clean. Yeah, they 10s, but we keep them clean. So I'm going for my little touch up. Y'all going to see it. I'm not a blogger, but I'm going to make sure that you see what's going on. Like Sunday's set tripping. I'm just going to keep you abreast on the things that's going on in my life. But like I said, if you were on season 1, if you even binge watch, you'll know that I had just moved to this set. The beginning of this, I've talked about how this is the solo setup. But we're moving, damn it! And it's bitter fucking sweet. Like, man, I didn't even think, number one, the podcast was possible. I didn't think we would get some episodes with not 1,000, 2,000, but multiple thousands of views. Multiple thousands. What the fuck ever. I think that's right. A lot of thousands. A lot. A lot of y'all watched. A lot of you subscribed. A lot of you met us in them goddamn comments, and we appreciate it. If I wouldn't have taken the leap of faith, and just said, you know what, at this time I'm rebuilding my life. I'm not gonna have any company. Let's just ditch the dining room. And if Michael C didn't have the vision to push me and to come and create a hell of a set, like we wouldn't have had the first year together. This shit would still be in the closet from Tramposa buying it from me like it had been for 5 years. Like this would still never be. It would just still be a dream in my head. I would still be a future failure all by myself. Now I got all you future failures to join in with me. This would all just be still a nothing. The universe knows how to play those games. Like, I can say I wasn't happy here. I can say that, man, I'm so glad to be leaving, but it's bitter fucking sweet. Again, another relationship that I thought was great in my life is like kind of dissolving. But this time, because of the work that I've been putting in, and because of the things that I've been saying, and because of the faith and the trust that I've been dropping in the universe, and the universe been dropping back at me, I can see that this was a spot that I was supposed to be at. I met my trainer. I changed my body. I changed my confidence. I changed my occupation. I broke out the equipment. I learned how to use some shit. I failed horribly at using some shit. Like, I built on my consistency. I what you call it? What old people call it? I backslid on my consistency. All that. And if you're trying to judge me, you did too. There's some areas in your life that I know that you backslid on. I don't care if you're going to admit it or not. I will. I'm a backslider sometimes. I don't mean to be, but that's what makes us a successful failure. You backslide, you skate back forward. What you front slide? I don't know what you do when you backslide. If you get on that horse, you got to ride it. And every time the ride ain't going to be smooth. And so this was one of the times in the ride that I thought wasn't smooth. But I guess in order for, God to shake me, the universe to get me right, they had to get me in an uncomfortable situation. See, sometimes we think the uncomfortability is the situations we put ourselves in. Well, maybe I did put myself in this. Maybe by loving who I loved, doing what I did, not doing what I did. You see, my hands is ashy. She used to be on me about having ashy hands. Maybe those little things contributed to where I am now. Maybe I was mad about that. Maybe I was the bitter bitch that I was trying not to be when I moved here, so maybe I didn't let the place feel comfortable. Maybe I still had too many things that reminded me of where I was just coming from and how I just had gotten settled in that place. I had just started feeling comfortable in that space. I had just started thinking after all that time that it was safe. And the funniest thing is that's when it wasn't safe. I guess we find the comfortability in the situations that we do put ourselves in, safe or not, because we could always leave. And I guess I didn't. But this place, when I started feeling the uncomfortability, when I started feeling the, is it safe? Do I like it? I know now to make the choice not to just keep waiting it out. I know now not to make the choice to let something shitty happen so you can blame it on that. I know now that I have choices, and they might be bittersweet, and we might not like them all. But if you don't make them, somebody else is going to make them for you. But this choice I made on my own. We are moving. And it's bittersweet because I met a lot of you all here. And it's bittersweet because a lot of you all met me here. And I appreciate you. And I described this set like, I think I told somebody, not just this set, but this mid-rise apartment, whatever. I told someone when I was first moving here, I was like, yo, I can't believe, like, I haven't been in an apartment in 18 years. I can't believe I'm going backwards, but I'm going to treat this like a rest stop. God must needed me to stop at a rest stop. Like, maybe I was going 100 miles an hour, and before I blew out the motor or whatever, this is the rest stop that I get. But I'm going to look at it like not just a rest stop. I'm going to try to make this like the Buc-ee's of all fucking rest stops. If you're from Texas, if you've driven through Texas, if you guys got family members, shout out to those of us that go crazy over Buc-ee's. You know what I'm saying? They got the cleanest bathrooms in America. You stop at Buc-ee's for, gas and coffee, and you end up staying there, and you meet your next best friend. You done bought a goddamn kayak, and you're not even going anywhere to kayak. You done came out with the turkey jerky. You done got a chopped beef sandwich, and you done spent 48 minutes of your life in there, because that's what Buc-ee's does to you. That's what I said I was going to treat this place at. If I did have to stop here, if this was going to be my reality for the next, few months, years, whatever it was going to be, it was going to be the Buc-ee's of all places. And I think creating this set made it feel more like the Buc-ee's of all places. I got to meet you. I got to meet Royce Reed. I got to meet Marcus. I got to have Skip to Malou in this place. Go check out all those episodes. Ray for Austin, he was here. I got to show you all how Shan made $1 million off of candles and somebody blew up her G-Wagon. Like, if that ain't fucking failing while succeeding, I don't know what is. But all that happened here, right here on this little bitty set, the set that we set tripping on right now. And it's bittersweet that I'm moving to a better place. Michael C is going to create a bigger and a better set. It's going to be everything that I've manifested from here to there. We're going to be starting our manifestation over because it's going to be something better after that. But that is better than this. And I still feel like, God, I'm leaving my baby. I don't want to go. I've been trying to find reasons not to pack up the shit. But we're packing it up. If y'all can't see, some of the tiles are missing. If you know. If you don't know, motherfucker, get to know. Matter of fact, the 50th like and the 50th subscriber, not and or. I'm going to send both of you all a hoodie. So the 50th like to this live, the 50th subscriber from where I was when I started. Trust me, I know where we were. I'm going to send you, I'm going to reach out to you, I'm going to email you, I'm going to hit you up, and I'm going to send you either a t-shirt, a hoodie. You can get to pick the color. We'll go from here. I even got some new colors that I'm going to be wearing on the set. But it's bittersweet, and I hope to meet more of you on the new set. You're going to start seeing it because we're going to be set tripping on Sundays. But I just want to tap in with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Touch in on these politics that now we can talk about and not lose each other as friends. You don't have to worry about, if my girlfriend's going to trip because I want to vote, pro-life. It's a shitty situation that you're not telling your girlfriend that you don't think she has the right to decide with her body. But at least that pressure is off of you. At least you don't have to not want to be the big spoon because you can't be the big man and tell her how you're voting. But that pressure is gone. It is what it is now. What we have to learn from here is what's the next fucking step? I think whether he won, she won, they won, them won, there's good and bad in each candidate. And so now we got to hold them to the fire. We got to hold them to their promises. I'm praying that all them taxes and shit that he hollered about going to be gone is gone. I know them benefits, them food stamps and them extra checks is about to be gone. But if I know anything, like I know with the Trump era and I was alive for the Reagan era, if you're in the streets at all, it's about to get good, Nick. Man, I ain't even gonna say that, but sometimes they make those deals with the people, so they gotta let the flood of drugs flow through. And pimping and hoeing sometimes be the best thing going. If y'all don't remember in COVID, like drugs and gambling, that's one of the only things that kept the economy great. And then Trump came in and saved the day with them checks. So I hope we don't have to get to those shitty situations in order for him to flood the streets with the money that he said he's gonna do. But right now, your voice still matters. Your vote still matters. Go and vote locally. Make a change. Run for something. If you didn't get it your way, first of all, meet us in these goddamn comments and tell us what went wrong. Tell us if you voted. You don't have to tell us who you voted for, but I want to hear what you think about what I said, about her only having 6 months, about the universe saying the same as they saying in my relationship status. Baby, just because you want one, we ain't about to give you just any one. We going to make sure it's good to you, unlike the last one. Not saying that she wasn't good. It's just there's better and it gets greater later. And, hit me in the comments. Drop a 1 if you've been with us since season 1. Drop a 2 if we just found each other and just connected in season 2. And drop a 5 if you did that vote on November 5th. If you voted early, just say early, but drop that 5 if you did that vote. Either way, we're exercising choices and votes and all that shit matters because you made the choice to be with me on this Sunday. We're going to set trip on these Sundays. I'm glad to have you here. It's the One Successful Failure podcast, y'all. You're set tripping on Sunday. We are moving. It's bittersweet. I don't know what the next set's going to look like. That's not my job. All I do is I'm the talent, according to Michael C. I show up and I shine these goddamn tins that I keep clean, and I just come up with the talent, and Michael C does the business, and Roger Bro's gonna keep us edited right, and we gonna do our thing, and y'all gonna stay in them goddamn comments, and I'm gonna be there. I promise. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me today.